If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up. That's why this sport coat costs $800 and that costs $200. And I don't know what that costs, I'd be ashamed to wear it. That's why I'm wearing lizard shoes and a Rolex watch.
Importing it, snorting it, any competition extorting it, anything I want affording it, got enough crack to get four to hit, turn a saint to a sinner, lose to a winner, whether old school or upbeat, getting my shit's the best, Rick's the best, have your heart beating right out your chest, that Ric Flair like, woo! That Ric Flair like, woo! This is all I do, I got that Ric Flair like, woo! Styling, profiling, that Ricky make a girl go, woo!
Wait, one sec. All right, are we on?
Yep.
All right, it's Goblin Ogre. You've reached Goblin Ogre.
You've reached. We're the voicemail podcast.
Yeah.
You've reached Goblin Ogre podcast.
All right, we were just hearing something funny about Regia. So basically, okay, our guests today are Brandon and Pooya. These are two regulars over at the Keys Comedy Club, the most legendary club in the city.
Best comedy club in all of Toronto.
Key Epic.
Hell yeah.
So they're on because Brandon's doing stand-up now, and they're both amazing hecklers.
Hell yeah.
And recently I was just told by Brandon that former guest, I guess, Regia's going to be back on. So recurring guest, Regia, was upset. Right, what was the story? I don't want to fuck it up.
So he followed me on Instagram, and I've never met him before. And he posted to his Instagram story, ask me a question. So I asked him a question. I said, do you like pina coladas? And he messaged me and he said, who are you? And I said,
who are you, or who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who the fuck are you? Yeah. And I said, who are you? You followed me and said, ask a question. And he told me to fuck off. And then he made another Instagram story calling me a weirdo. So I asked him another question. I said, do you like getting caught in the rain? and he's like, hey, yo, something like that. And then he blocked me.
Well, if you know how Regia walks, I doubt he enjoys getting caught in the rain.
I saw him at one show once, and I was like, yo, this is that guy, and he can't even walk down the stairs. So
yeah, he needs assistance.
Yeah.
Have you met his cousin, I was going to say Raj.
Just some random brown name.
Czar. Have you met his cousin Czar?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Anyways.
just no Regia.
Yeah.
The joke with the Czar thing is that his cousin is considered sexually attractive to men in the comedy scene.
Oh, really?
And Regia does not like it.
Oh. Well, then Czar's the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. Like that his legs work fine.
That's the best compliment she gets from her family. Oh, Regia and good legs. Good. Yeah.
So how did you guys hear about Keys?
I heard it from Brandon.
Yeah, I was scrolling through Eventbrite because I wanted to see what open mics like were in Toronto, and Keys was the one on Thursday that was the cheapest. So that's the one we picked.
It was the cheapest.
Yeah, it was $7.99 back in November for the open mic, and we're like, well, you can't go wrong with $7.
Yeah. I wonder how he came to $7. That's
I don't know.
Because after it was 45 USD.
Yeah,
there were some complaints about that.
There were some complaints about the price point early
exactly,
on.
The hike.
Well, Keys had to go through its own inflation, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Bread is up, so Keys comedy also has to go up.
Yeah. That's when we first saw Lee, Lester, Alex, Mitchell, like the whole Keys
the hard
crew
hitters.
was there. Yeah.
All the ones on the wall.
The wall comics.
Let's be nice off the start. Who's like your, besides Lee, let's throw Lee on the side. Who's like your favorite? You actually enjoy their comedy, not as a heckler, but like, oh, this guy.
At Keys?
Yeah.
Lester's
Lester's
fucking hilarious.
Lee, I'm sorry.
I will never say he's not funny. I just hate that he has my last name. That's it. That's all it is.
That's
If it changes that.
That's the only beef I have.
That's my only fucking beef. Yeah, but
Yeah.
A lot of people have your last name.
yeah, but
You know, there's a famous tennis player with your last name.
I know all about her.
Oh, you know about her? You think she's hot too? Then
No,
okay.
I think she's adorable.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw her when she was a little baby. She grew up. I was her favorite uncle. Shut the fuck up. No, but Lester, change that name.
Lester. Okay, I've never actually seen Lester perform. But okay, you're saying legitimately you watch him, he tells a joke, you guys laugh.
Yeah, he actually laugh, not like, oh, haha, this is bad, I'm laughing.
Okay, well then that
a
begs the question.
Yeah.
Who's the number one? Haha, this is bad, I'm laughing.
Mitch Elvis. If
I don't even laugh.
if I'm being honest, just because like
Let's
You
not do
fucking
this
asked,
again.
dude.
I didn't
Like-
know that was gonna be. Let's not.
gonna cut this
like, he comes up so sad, and then he'll latch on to one member of the audience and be like, "You're better than me. Fuck you." For some reason, and I'm just like, oh my god, what
He
the
got
fuck?
like mad at me because I was like, because I was Iranian. He's like, so what are you? And I was like, Iranian. He's like, oh, I thought you were Guyanese. I was like, no, dude, I'm Iranian. He's like,
Yeah.
are you sure? He's like, are you sure? I'm like,
All right.
I'm pretty sure I'm fucking Iranian.
Look, I stand behind Mitchell Elvis's talent and my friendship. But why the fuck would he think you're Guyanese?
I don't know. That's
You
what he
don't look
said.
Guyanese
Do
at
I
all.
look? He's like, you give me a Guyanese vibe.
I could.
No, really?
No.
Yeah, that's what
not at all. Now you could
And he
be like more South Asian brown than Iranian. You know, I could see that, but yeah, like you could be North Indian for sure. But Guyanese, that's a weird.
Isn't he Guyanese? What the
No, don't do that.
I don't know what the fuck he is.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he'll
he's
get mad.
he's Sri Lankan.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes, he's Sinhalese Sri Lankan.
he has this impression that all brown dudes hate each other.
and I
so-
don't.
So he's. Just
I don't
like,
hate other brown
Oh,
dudes.
this brown guy, he probably fucking hates me. What are you, Indian? He's like, no, I'm Persian. He's like, oh, fuck you. He's just so mad, and it's just funny that he's just so.
Here's
I
the
don't know.
kernel of truth in that. Is that there's no such thing as like brown unity. There's I used to laugh at this because really, if there was such a thing as brown unity, what's that guy? The NDP guy, Jagmeet
Jagmeet,
Singh.
my
Like all
boy.
brown people would have been like, he's our Obama, but they're just like, ah.
that's
So I
true.
get that's where Mitchell's mind is going with
I
there.
guess.
But you could fix that by just loving him a lot.
I just want to preface
could.
that we don't know these people outside of Keys Comedy Club.
Yes, that's true.
And we've never seen them outside
Yo,
of
actually,
their Keys Comedy
Mitchell
set.
Elvis, I saw him on TikTok before I saw him at Keys. So I went in, and the first time I saw him, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I've seen this person before.
Oh, you didn't know why you knew
I'm
him.
like,
but,
where have I? It took me like 3 weeks of going to Keys, and then I finally saw like another one of his TikToks, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, it was him.
I sat on TikTok as well, or
Sorry?
Is he also sat there?
Yeah, it was like some sad shit on TikTok. It was like he was like stitching some like something about like girls in Toronto or something. Something about that. And it's
Oh,
just
Toronto
being-
girls.
Yeah, Toronto
yeah.
girls. Like he made a stitch to like a video like that, and he was just being sad. I was like, oh, that's where I saw you.
Well, he is, to be fair to him, to the sadness part, he does dress like goth emo-ish,
Sad
right?
boy.
So
Yeah, yeah.
isn't that used to be a thing? So then personality-wise, I don't want someone dressing like that coming around being like, hey, I want you to be
Yeah, it's
committed.
yeah,
yes.
he's committed to the bit if it's a bit.
I guess. If it's all for the emo thing, then
Yeah.
I guess.
That's it's making me
We've been
think
there.
of-
It
I
wasn't a phase. It wasn't a phase. We
You
got.
guys look like you've gone
Look
through
at me.
phases.
It's never a phase,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
yeah, what is that about? Why are you guys like look alike? Is that just because you guys like similar music? and
Straight
style?
up, it literally happened like just organically.
Sorry.
You
Don't worry
think
about that.
Like when back in the day when people would hang out with each other and they're all into the same shit, they all kind of look alike.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the long hairs, like
Yeah.
the pot smokers, the hip hoppy type people. They all kind of dress alike.
Yeah, we
These
didn't-
guys just stuck to it.
Well,
Dedicated.
we both used to have like short hair.
Yeah.
It's
And then,
crazy.
We haven't gotten it cut since COVID.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we stopped hanging out
For like
because
3
of COVID,
years.
and then we hung out and we had the same hair before and after
Yeah.
without
Oh,
even
shit.
talking
yeah,
about it.
so we just like
So it's like-
organically became one.
You're both suffering in the same way. Like,
yeah, like, we're connected
growing hair,
somehow.
not clipping your nails. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see the toenails.
Fucking. Who's that guy from The Aviator? Yeah, the joke bomb.
From the, like,
Hughes. Something Hughes.
I thought the
Howard
Aviator
Hughes.
had.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought
think I
you
know.
meant like the actor in The Aviator, which I think was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
That's who you're thinking of?
No, not him. I was thinking about the actual guy.
Oh, the actual guy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's a real person. The
care
actor,
about Leo.
no, the actor's way more important. The guy who eventually plays the person is way more famous and more important to the world than the person they're portraying.
I've never seen the movie.
These celebrities, including Leonardo DiCaprio, that are being presented as these groomers of
Well-
young women.
Oh, you know what? Let's.
I'm not really
guess first.
surprised
Yeah.
because I thought everybody already knew.
But
Leo,
nobody
they
cares.
knew.
Yeah.
That was a bad example because people been talking about Leo, but yeah, like in general, how do you feel? How about this more general question? How do you feel about grooming? Do you think it's that bad?
Well,
Age dependent.
Like, I could groom a 17 to 18.
yeah.
Like a hot chick was like, "Oh, you're too young," and you're just nice to her once, and then you see her years later.
Yeah.
And she's smoking like 20-something-year-old, and you're like, "Oh, remember when I was nice to you?" But like,
But that's not grooming, though. That's
yeah, but I mean, I think
Have you
grooming is like
guys-
planting a seed.
Yeah, I
you know what I
guess.
mean?
Yeah, at a young.
It's still wrong.
I'm
Yeah.
talking.
It's
I
like
know my evil
yeah.
intentions.
It's like when your daughter's friend grows up and she's like, "Yeah, but you saw her at 12."
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, okay,
Mary Kate or Ashley when they grew up, and some guys were like,
Yeah,
"Yo, they're
exactly.
fucking hot." Ew.
that upset me because they weren't. Would you? Would you fuck a girl that you knew at? She was young. You were older. She was a little girl. You didn't think. I'm not saying you thought of her as hot then, but you see her 10 years later, from let's say 12 to 22. 22, smoking hot, and she's down. Would you fuck someone from that situation?
Can I answer your question with another question? Because I've been thinking something similar. So, like, you're 17 years old
Yeah.
and you lose your virginity. Then at 28, you use that memory to masturbate to. Is that illegal?
Interesting.
Because it would be at the time if you're banging the 17-year-old. But you're now 28 thinking about that 17-year-old sexually as
That's an
adult.
interesting question.
I've thought of this before. Because to this day,
No, you did. Only he did.
Just me.
Yeah.
you said did. You're dumb. You meant didn't. No. There's to this day, if you asked me like who's like a hot girl from your past that you think of, there's a girl named Anush that I think of that I went to like elementary school with. She was one of these, right? Probably Lebanese, to be fair. But yeah, she was just so fucking hot, and I can picture her in like the little black yoga pants she used to wear and stuff. But then when I think about it, I'm picturing a girl in the 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah,
Like she was older than me
Yeah.
at that time. I was in 5th grade, she was in 8th grade, and she was a fucking dime piece.
Yeah.
But I'm still picturing her right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I'm picturing
A 10-year-old.
Yeah.
no, 14, like 13, 14.
14 maybe. 13,
13
13
definitely.
most likely. But
That is despicable.
You're a sick man.
but long answer, yes. I
You would.
I
You
would
would.
probably.
I guess it depends on the relationship. Like if it's your
Because American Pie,
brother's daughter.
they had a situation like that where the babysitter, he grew up like around the young girl, and he's now hiring her to babysit his kids, and she wants to bang him, and he thinks it's
Yeah.
wrong.
When she comes back, let's all just pretend like we're staring at her. Let's do the creep slow motion.
Why are you saying pretend?
Well, you know, legal reasons.
Pooya, what about
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would.
you? You probably
honestly.
would. 22-year-old that you knew when she was 12.
I guess it depends on the circumstances of like how much.
Okay,
you-
here's the exact situation.
Like if you
It's a former acquaintance, friend. Let's say friend of a friend had a daughter. So sometimes that your friend would bring them to hang out at the house, whatever, and their daughter's there, and you're like, oh, hey,
It's already
whatever.
taking too much time.
Well, I just mean a friend of a friend's daughter that you do not talk to anymore for 10 years. You see her, and you're like, oh my God, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, I'm this person's daughter. And then she's like down to suck your cock. Are you doing it?
Am I the only one that committed?
I fully gave her like.
No, if you watch, I love
like,
it.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will be on the
Yeah,
news
would.
later. And
I think
she'll be
so.
in the alley.
Good job.
So yeah, friend of a friend's daughter. 10 years later, would you fuck that girl?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, I
good.
guess.
Probably at his house too.
I just develop like brain damage or something and just forget about all the past.
No, I don't even think it's that bad. I think it's probably a moral misstep, but it's not that bad in terms of the world or definitely not laws.
Yeah, well,
She's
I
22.
technically didn't groom her. We just
No.
later,
you're right.
like what? I was not supposed to meet anybody else. Like
Right.
you would happen to fuck like 20 years later. Like
You guys haven't been groomed before?
yeah.
Oh my God! I wonder if I haven't.
You were.
Probably.
You were, but you told the story on this podcast. It was your friend's hot mom or mediocre mom.
Oh, but that's not really grooming.
Go on
Or is
Google
it?
and take a relationship with an older man onto kick and stuff
No,
like that?
she wasn't like when I was that young. She wasn't what's it called? Trying to like compliment me or make me feel sweet. We just met like a couple of times, like hi, and then later on when I became an adult.
What if she was? Yeah, but what if a couple of times she saw you and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck that kid one day."
Yeah, but she still wasn't grooming me. I think
that'd be okay
Okay,
because
that
it's a
makes it
girl.
okay.
Yeah.
Because it's
If
a girl.
you happenstance, if you think someone's hot when they're 14 and fuck them 10 years later, you're right.
It's
There's
not
nothing
grooming.
wrong with it.
There's some creep shit, but that's not grooming.
I call that wishful thinking.
I'm gonna put it out into the world and hope it comes back.
Manifestation, as the white girls would call it.
Every time she blew out her birthday cake, I was at one wish.
Every year I took a step closer in the picture.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think that was just good luck.
Yeah. I do think grooming is wrong, but people get a little weird about it because it's also awesome.
It's also hilarious.
People get a little weird about it because they'll be like, "Oh, this is grooming," and then it'll be like a 19, 20-year-old guy and like a 17-year-old girl. It's kind of like, that's kind of like what.
Why do you think they call the guy the groom? Like in marriage.
Oh, yeah.
It's back in the day.
Yeah.
They married young.
Well, they did.
They
Men
had
used
to
to
groom them from a young age.
The bride and groomer. Yeah.
Jeez.
And the Persian over here knows
Yeah.
when you used to go to your your family friend's house, and if he had a daughter, you'd go,
Yeah.
"Hey, you should let me marry your daughter
Right.
one day." And by one day, I mean in 2 days.
Yeah, right. Next
That's your woman
weekend.
blood.
Do you have any arranged marriages in your family?
Oh, dude. All of them are arranged.
All of them, right?
Yep.
Any of them
Basically.
cousins?
That was my next question.
No,
Good
no
one.
cousins. Thankfully.
No cousin?
They're all separate.
My coworker once dropped the cousin. Like, I'm gonna say it the cousin bomb, but she had no. She's like, oh yeah, my husband, whatever, and he's like my cousin from this or whatever, and she said it like it was normal, and I just had to like not react to she married her cousin.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
like straight up like first.
She said it was her cousin. I don't know what. Second cousin is still bad to me, so I think even if it's second cousin, that's not
I saw a TikTok where this brown girl went around to her family house and she's just like, "Are your
Mitchell
parents
Elvis's?
cousins?" I don't
Oh,
know,
never
probably. And they all said yes. So
They all said they're all-
apparently it's very common in the brown community to marry your cousin.
It is. Yeah. Not.
Crazy.
It depends on which country.
Yeah.
Do they have their own version of Jerry Springer over there?
No.
Because it's all about
Not in
family
Iran.
members.
Not in Iran. Have you ever been to
Iran? Yeah.
Iran? Yeah.
I used to go back like every summer as a kid, and then, well, I was born there, and then
Oh, okay.
I left when I was 5. So technically, I still have to do my mandatory military conscription. 2 years.
shit.
So if I go back now, it's like, well, you can't leave till you do the 2 years.
Oh,
So
really?
after I turn 18, like I can't go back unless
That's
they do it.
fucking crazy.
Or the government's overthrown or something.
Yeah, but now that Saddam's out of the picture,
yeah, I guess I don't know.
it's probably a vlog in the park. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they want from me.
Politically, I'm not sure. You're knowledgeable, but
No, I'm not. I'm taking a wild stab in the dark.
oh, I get it. In the dark. Wink. Yeah, no, grooming gets a little weird when because there's some of them, they're like 19-year-old guys, 17-year-old girls. I think that's kind of like, because in like 10 years, 2 years apart, that's like.
Can you groom a married woman, like to cheat on her husband? Like you bring her gifts,
that's another-
compliment her. You know, you're convincing her to.
Is it grooming when
Yeah.
it's past the age
That's
of
not
18?
grooming. That's just like getting.
Well, it's not.
Seducing, right?
It's
Yeah,
it's seducing, but that's
Courtship, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
courtship.
courting this
Yeah,
lady.
It's mom.
but morally,
Your mom is so fine.
courting a married woman, or if you're a woman courting a married man, that's a piece of shit move. We have to agree, right?
No.
No.
Wait. Say that once more.
Courting a married person, whether you're a woman courting a man, or a man courting a woman, or a man courting a man. Either
You
way,
say that's worse than courting. Or
no. We're
grooming
not doing
and
that.
shit.
We're not doing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's levels. I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
like,
blame the person being courted because
Of
you
course.
could, because
What are
you
you
could
gonna
immediately stop that.
Yeah,
like if
okay.
you could
Yeah.
send somebody's flirting with you,
Yeah,
like,
but
hey, I'm fucking
Who
married.
wants to?
No, what I'm saying, you could stop that right away, but most people don't because they like the attention.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that just because you're married, that doesn't mean shitty people like creeps are gonna just disappear.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna probably like bring on more probably attention. New creeps, new types of creeps.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to stop that right away. Because if you don't, you're complicit.
Test
And-
the bomb.
Yeah, and then if something happens, I think you're a bigger piece of the married person is
Yeah.
a bigger piece of shit than the one who's doing all the courtingness or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
my solid opinion.
I concur.
So I'm not a bad guy.
No, he is not.
What are you talking about?
You're that person.
you're not
when
good
I've
guy.
may have had some interactions with some
People who have been with
or
people.
people who are with people. Yeah, exactly.
You don't feel any evil inside
No.
from that? No?
No, I think it's funny. Because I
There's-
know after whatever happens, they have to drive away with that dilemma in their head.
Yeah,
gotta
what
look
did
at
I
the
do?
mirror,
And it's great, especially if you have them on Facebook. I remember one.
just liking all the
Oh, yeah, just
relationships.
liking all the relationship pictures. I had a girl once.
Wait.
Ah, it's so
Stop.
good, dude.
That,
she
look,
fucking
that is,
put a
I'm gonna
status
put
out
a,
like,
I'm gonna fucking put a stop to this. I don't want to hear any more of this because
We're gonna get canceled.
Lee is doing material that he used to do, and I will not hear your fucking jokes right now.
you know why you should? Thank you. You know why I should keep going with the story? I used to do this. Now this is a story.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right, finish. So you're liking whatever. Finish your
Oh my
story.
God, I did do that joke on stage.
You did. You used to
It
do
was,
it. No, you didn't do it once. Don't say like, "Oh, I did do that."
How
You
long
did
ago,
it-
though?
You did it for years.
No, how many years ago? Who cares if I did it
Oh,
for years? I've been
yeah,
doing
a couple
bullshit comedy
couple
for
years ago. I guess maybe right
No,
before
I haven't
COVID.
done this. Who cares? Anyways, the joke basically ends the story. Is this girl after we hooked up put a status on Facebook, like licking her man's ass, basically. Oh, I'm
Right.
so lucky and all this shit. And then I liked it.
Yeah, of
One of the
course.
first ones.
First like on that shit.
Yeah. Hey, delete all this. I'm bringing that joke back.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Definitely would.
I heard a fucking epic. I was watching. My girl watches a lot of Dr. Phil, right?
Oh, hell
Mostly
yeah.
old clips, but there was a fucking great one. I couldn't believe this guy was this good. He was a police chief, but young guy, probably from a smaller town or whatever. But he was police chief, and he lost a bunch of weight and started cheating on his wife with various women,
As
right?
of right.
Yeah.
Police chief, he looks good now.
Fat, lose a lot of weight. You have free pass to cheat on whoever you want. 'Cause you've been that way before.
Exactly. Let the man experience. Exactly. Otherwise, he's gonna shoot a lot of black people.
That's what Sam
Just let him be happy.
Crime is down.
What happened?
so he's cheating, whatever. But a couple of the girls start figuring out he's married or something like that. So then his lie becomes he starts telling them, "I'm undercover."
He's under their covers.
And so the lie is his marriage. He tells them that his marriage is an undercover. The woman that I'm with, if you see me in pictures, that's another cop. It's all whatever.
Shit.
And then
Even those pictures of us in high school.
I've been undercover for 30 years.
It's a 20-year mission.
Where it really gets sinister is then one of the girls is like, "I don't believe you."
Yeah.
If it's undercover, let me talk to her. And then he convinces his wife that this is an undercover sting and this woman is calling. So he convinces his own wife to tell her that she's undercover.
Yes.
To get each of them to... So now they're both girls are lying to each other.
For this guy.
For this guy.
For how long?
And I don't know how long he got this for, but it was a while because it turned into like a big scandal and like
hilarious.
whatever. But it's a big thing that like undercover cops have a lot of kids. and then they get taken off undercover and then they just never see them
come
again.
back.
Poor kids. Like, my dad's an undercover cop, and all the other kids are like, "Yeah, right. You don't have a dad."
Like, who's your dad's name? He's Donnie Brasco? Have you?
Jake Peralta.
Inspector Gadget. I don't know.
Art Vanderlei.
It's so
That's
brutal.
amazing. When was this? Who is this guy? I need to follow him.
Yeah, if you type in
Fan of
Dr.
his
Phil and police chief, it'll come up.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Like, look it up later. It's so funny. Lee, how did you like the? I gotta promote the Charlie clip.
Oh,
That's fucking.
he's an idiot.
He's
He's fucking like, nobody in Toronto can pin me.
yeah.
And then, like, literally,
Yeah. Okay.
or make me tap.
Yeah.
And then Fabian,
A
chokes
drunk
him.
Fabian.
A drunk Fabian just destroys him.
That was a wild episode.
That was funny watching that because it started off so calm and then it slowly got more aggressive. You could see Fabian like staring at Charlie and he's Charlie's like, nobody can pin me, and Fabian's like, "Oh yeah, okay, I accidentally choke people out.
Yeah.
I can't help it."
I've realized and I realized it in the Jared episode, is that Fabian has like a switch, If he feels some sort of it's either a slight to him specifically, or you just generally say something that he makes him get into that rowdy mood. That's it, and you can see it. And any podcast he does, if someone does it, he's different. He's like a different person from the start of the podcast to the finish.
Well, Fabian, when he's like not drinking, is a very nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when he drinks, he just wants to fight and start shit and harass women.
Hell yeah!
I'm the opposite. When I'm sober,
You harass women.
I harass women. I'm a hunk of shit. But as soon as I start drinking, I'm very nice.
His girlfriends are like, "Lee, I wish you would drink more."
He did have that. I remember when you slowed down drinking, one of your girlfriends.
Yeah, one of my ex-girlfriends, I stopped drinking for like a few weeks, and by like a week and a half in, I'm just sitting there playing video games, and she's like, "Okay, what's wrong?" I was just robotic, like, what?
What?
Like,
You haven't thrown up in a year.
Something's up.
you're not starting shit with me. I thought you loved me. No, I'm more calm, relaxed. I don't talk much. I just stare at things. Yeah. It's the booze that makes me not so robotic.
Not so evil. It brings out your heart, makes it 2 sizes much bigger.
I guess. I don't know what it is. I just get more sympathetic, nice with people when I'm drunk. I don't know. It's not a good thing.
Yeah. Are you?
It's not. It's the worst to be nice to somebody when you're drunk, because you got like booze breath and you're just like all sloppy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey man, remember I told you you'd
A
kill
little
yourself?
too close.
I didn't mean it. What an asshole that guy is. Yeah. So it's not even better, but No, Fabian does have that fucking switch.
That switch, yeah.
Where, like, but he's looking for it. You know, like, he's a whiskey guy. I don't know if you've had whiskey.
I love whiskey.
My first shot, it takes me like 3 beers to get friendly. One shot on whiskey, I'm friendly as shit. I'm gonna put my arm over people, compliment them. No, so it's just like he does turn. Him and I live with him, so him and I have wrestled a few times.
Yeah, we have it on tape, and it's coming out.
Oh, that's fine. And I will say, with the tape that's about to come out, I didn't know what the rules were. My only rule was, don't hit my face. But I didn't know we could choke each other. So Fabian gets behind me and applies the choke.
I don't believe in you.
Can't help it.
He choked a guy out 10 minutes earlier, and then you're like, I didn't think he was going to choke me out. That was his move.
No, what happened with him and Charlie just happened. What happened with me and Fabian, we're like, all right, we're going to wrestle. And then I established the rule, don't hit my face. Him and Charlie had none of it. They just went at it. Yeah, so I was just like.
He put Charlie in a crippler crossface.
Chris Benoit walks out.
Rest in peace. Can we say that?
He needs to be put in the Hall of Fame.
No, it's
Separate
he's
the
not
art
going
from
to
the
be
artist.
he's never going to be
Please.
put in the Hall of Fame, but it's turning, especially since a lot of the wrestlers who have retired, who have whatever, they're able to come out and like I've seen Chris Jericho come out and say like, look, he was one of my favorite people, and then one day he just wasn't, but I'm not going to, hate him forever. Steve Blackman speaks very positively about him. It just is what it is. He went crazy. It was dumb because they were all under WWE, so they all had to pretend like, oh, I hate this guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
when most of them are
really.
like, I don't hate that guy. I'm fucking holy shit.
He
But
was my best friend. and
Well, that's
now-
like if you killed. Wait, bad example. That's like if the shark killed his wife
yeah,
and then killed himself.
good.
And then I gotta go. I'm listening. Then,
Tell me more.
I would hate that my friend did that, but I would still, like him. I would
It's still horrible what he did, but he was still really fucking cool. I
Yeah,
bet.
he's still awesome. I always remember us playing Mortal Kombat
That minor lapse.
and how he enjoed the fatalities. Wait, I should have seen this coming.
Have you seen that show Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah, love that. Shit.
Yeah.
I watch a bunch.
Yeah, they like a lot of those people are in the Hall of Fame, and they've like beaten their wives and
Yeah,
like done
done
drugs
blow-
and
yeah,
kill
exactly.
people, and they're
Fought
in the
the
Hall of
cops.
Fame, and then Chris Benoit gets caught doing it on TV, and they're like, oh well, sorry.
Separate the art from the artist.
But, like, it was a huge thing.
Yeah, you see, he gets caught. He didn't get caught on camera killing his wife and child.
It's still
TMZ's
alleged.
like,
It was still alleged. There's no proof.
Giving his 5-year-old a crippler crossface.
you know,
diving
feel
headbutt
really bad?
off the roof.
This. The saddest part.
Doing that thing, like, oh, I hurt himself.
Yeah. He pulls out his little razor to cut him.
It is sad that
Kayfabe.
his taunt.
Yeah.
Remember, his taunt was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He was Canadian, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
more reason to like him.
He was my favorite wrestler growing up, and then my dad told me he killed his family. I was like, nah, really?
Even better. Did he
No
kill his
way.
dad? Speaking of like killing your. Oh no, I was gonna ask you guys. What kind of drunks are you?
I don't drink. Like,
You're,
I like.
you're
I'll
having.
have this beer.
Oh,
and then
okay.
that's it.
You don't
You're not a
excessively
drunk.
drink.
Yeah. I smoke
Yeah,
a lot
guess
of
I'm
weed. That's
friendly
about it.
too. I
Your
don't
friend?
get violent if when I'm
You never-
drunk.
you never-
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever fought anyone when I'm drunk.
Yeah, that's no, I don't get like that. That's an unfortunate like thing. If you're one of those guys, it sucks
Yeah,
because
it does.
everybody
It does.
wants to drink and have fun.
Yeah.
But if you're the angry guy when you're drinking or the sad guy,
The sad guy's worse than the angry guy.
Yeah.
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, because the sad guy could unleash anything on you, like any form of trauma they may have, and then the angry guy is just going to be like, "You're a fucking bitch," and that's not that bad. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll hit you, but
It's
he's drunk
true.
and slow.
That
so.
sounds like Reja. the sad drunk. He'll just lay shit on you that, like, you didn't want to hear it and ask about.
I've been walking up the stairs since 16 years old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Reja wants to be on the podcast. Anyways, we're not producing anymore. while we're on.
Other than this other comment, I like the battle royale idea.
It's yeah.
Make it a pit cast and do it in the park.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's also no we're producing as Lee said, but there's talks of going back to the dojo, which I do like that idea. Yeah.
What's the dojo?
Oh, Jake Halsey has like a training facility that he boxes in.
Oh hell!
And that's where we
30 man
fighting.
over the top rope battle royale.
I do a Royal Rumble instead of a knockout.
That would
I
be
kind
way
of
better
enjoy,
than
and
knockout
it's maybe
idea.
safer. Like if
had
you
me
just have
until
edges.
you started saying until someone gets knocked out or something like that. I was like, nah, I don't want to be hit in the face. But like if you would throw someone out, yeah.
All right.
I'd be down for that. I'd pay to be in that.
And now I'm already adding to this. We don't go wrestling wise then, because if it's throw out of the ring, we make it sumo wrestling, and we have them all wear mawashis.
No, just thongs.
Make it
old school, like when you were a kid, dude. Just a pillow. And then run into each other and smack face. That'd be the best.
Yeah, and then you have Charlie Halsey.
Brovo has to be in it.
I don't know. If
He's the
Brovo-
strongest comedian in all of Toronto. That's his bit.
Jacob Silva,
Matt Render, Risha.
Yo, Risha in a fucking sumo thong, trying to like.
Josh Infalt.
Josh might do it if it's that, because it's less dangerous. It's just push out.
Do it. Like everybody. Everybody has to be in it.
Do it. Yeah, you put DeWitt in the ring. He's counting shit on the floor because he's
like an autistic.
Yeah.
God damn.
Do you guys live in the West? Is that why you ended up going to Keys too,
No,
or is it just the price?
I
thing?
live in Pickering, and he lives
Wow.
in Ajax. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you Pickering and Ajax, and you guys go to Keys.
Yeah.
Like
every Thursday.
Every Thursday?
We try to
every
make it out
Thursday,
every Thursday.
and then sometimes like Saturday or a Friday.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
I'm 28.
28.
29.
Oh, so you're not even young.
No.
You're getting into that old thing of like no, because that's around the age where like me and my friends started slowing down in the sense that like we were still drinking heavily, but it was like we're not gonna hang out every week. It'd be like every other week or something like that, like to drink. Well, I guess you guys aren't drinking.
We just
though.
hang to go to fucking Keys.
Literally, we meet up, we go to Keys, and we go home. That's it.
Maybe McDonald's. That's about it.
Do you guys have in your memory like this was that was the night?
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like it was just like the room was funny. No one took themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
The vibe was
Except
right.
Chris Moose recently.
Yeah, Chris.
Who the fuck is Chris Moose?
Well, he's a young and up and coming comedian.
He's on the wall.
Legend.
I don't know if you noticed.
Oh,
he's on
I
the
didn't.
Keys wall.
He's Greek.
And he got a little bit angry recently at me.
At you?
Yeah.
World class heckle.
The boys were in attendance.
Okay, tell
He
the
got
story.
mad. I'd been kind of heckling
First
him.
off,
Yeah.
he did a knock joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I say, Lee is the fucking worst fellow comedian because you're not supposed to heckle unless they're like your best friends.
I got booted out of Comedy Bar for a while for heckling. I don't even remember.
You
it.
got booted out of Comedy Bar for 10 different reasons.
I've been kicked out
10
at least
different
4
times. Yeah.
we've been there like once or twice for the bucket show, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it's with Chris.
Yeah, what happened?
I was drinking, so it's kind of it's kind of
What?
hazy. Yeah. It's kind of hazy. But at one point, he tries to do this knock joke, and I guessed the punchline. and he stormed off. He's like, "I fucking hate you."
Hit you, man.
You just yelled out, "Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?" Fucking a knock joke fucking make me sick. Good for you.
Yeah.
He recorded it too.
He recorded
Yeah,
it?
he was recording his set. And he grabbed his phone off the tripod and he's like, "Fuck you" to Lee, and he stormed out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was actually really mad, but it was a really dumb knock joke.
Yeah.
It was about P. Diddy or something. It was
Right.
like, knock.
Oh, yeah.
Did he do it? And it was something.
Oh,
Lee
I
yelled
see.
out.
And you
It
were
was
like, "Did he
hilarious. And he's like, "Yo, fuck you, Lee." and then Lee's hits him
heard
with
that
his,
before.
"Take that."
Take that.
That's his comeback. When people don't like his heckle, they say something dumb. He's like, "Take that."
I think I'm just gonna quit comedy and be a full-time
good.
heckler.
Oh yeah, you would definitely be more successful.
Yeah, I
Absolute
would just go into
bay.
shows,
yeah.
like dress like a supervillain, just heckle.
Just fucking around.
Different disguises every
Because it'll catch on eventually. So like, if you see this man, like make sure he doesn't.
That's him.
Yeah, that's
Don't
him.
let him in.
That's
Don't
the
let-
heckler.
That's that fucking guy.
And then
Have you guys ever been like? Is there a comic that fucking does not like you two?
no, because like for the most part we're really nice.
I thought you guys said you
laugh.
heckle a little bit though.
Yeah, but it's not like bad heckling. It's just like
It's all in good fun.
it's like haha, like okay then.
Yeah.
Like dumb,
Oh, okay.
dumb, not like your mom's stupid. Or,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
But Brandon's like getting into comedy.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what,
So
like
maybe-
5 months now.
So maybe as he
Oh.
advances more and more,
yeah.
like
Become
he'll
people will
probably
dislike it.
just limit the heckling to, let's say, certain people or certain rooms.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like if he
Yeah.
becomes
Well,
that
certain
guy-
rooms you kind of have to because some of the hosts are going to be like, some of the hosts are really not down with it, so it makes sense. They'll
I
tell
got
you to
that
stop.
vibe from Danton. He doesn't seem too down with
No,
heckling.
no.
He seems
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
very
No.
safe space.
Yeah. You're not. Yeah, the lab you'll probably not heckle at, or any shows he produces at. Yeah, that one probably
Yeah.
not. But then there's some that like you can. There used to be an open mic here. I don't think Ian would stop you at all from heckling. I don't think he.
That'd be
Can you
hilarious.
imagine Ian like, come on guys, keep it down.
Hey,
On his 8th beer, like, and there's no audience. Trying to
He
enjoy
just
the
didn't
show.
like it. He's heckling himself. Hey, you cut it out. I don't know Ian, but
It's just like,
Well, he's a
boo.
drunk.
Who said that?
Oh, yeah,
he's a
that's
drunk
true.
and he's in charge of the future of our podcast.
Yes, he's our official producer.
that's amazing.
When's he gonna come back on?
When he texted me last week that he doesn't. I don't even know if he'll ever come back on, but he texts me sometimes when we're at Rivals, and he'll be like, "Are you still there?" Because he just wants to drink. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
want to like hang out. That's why you guys should be drinkers. Drinking is the best.
That's what I've learned.
It's the
as,
best.
I've gotten into comedy more. That I don't do enough drugs or drink enough to fit in.
That's
I bought some morphine today.
you bought morphine.
Yeah.
You about to be relaxed?
Oh, very. And euphoric. My buddy has back problems, so he's prescribed these morphine pills.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just have them, and I want to get rid of them. Like, I'll buy them. And
Got some
then- so he
leftover
he sold
Prozac.
me a few. Yeah.
Hydromorphone.
Oh yeah, I used to have those.
What?
Are they hydromorphone?
I don't know. They're in an envelope right now.
Let's look at them live.
I didn't even look at them yet.
Tylenol ones.
Liquid gel Advils.
I don't think this is morphine, but I don't have a headache anymore.
It's an M&M, but he just crossed out one of the M's. Morphine. Got me again.
So what is your plan? You're just gonna like on some nights pop one and
Well,
see
this
what
weekend,
it
yeah, I'm gonna like have a few beers and pop one and play video games.
does. You know they're addicted.
Wrestle with
Addicted.
Fabian.
Yeah, he's only doing it because his arm hurts lately.
Fabian, why does my arm hurt?
And my ass.
I hope you die like Test,
Oh,
Test.
the wrestler Test. He
yeah.
died of painkiller
Oh, he did?
overdose. Yeah.
He had
You
really
remember?
cool glasses.
He had a theme song. Test and test and test.
Yeah, I remember
and
Test.
He was
but I didn't know he was
Christian
dead.
for a while, right?
Maybe
Or
he looks
Edge.
Christian. Yeah.
Well, you remind
no,
me of
definitely.
Edge.
Oh, is
Because
Edge
they had
Christian?
like
Shawn
back when-
Michaels is
back
Christian.
when Edge was like Gangrel. That's when Test
that
was.
was-
a thing.
That is.
I hated people who said they loved the Brood.
I love the Broom. The Broom was so
hate you
fucking
guys.
good,
They
man.
suck. Gangrel was repulsive.
He was great. This fucking
him.
double lard
He
vampire.
sucked shit.
Edge
Yeah.
almost came back as
Yeah.
Gangrel.
He did a one
but
off.
everyone turned it down when
Yeah.
they're like, no, that's
No.
not no.
Gangrel is either in Impact Wrestling or AEW doing the Gangrel thing again with
No
just
way.
new guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's his bread and butter.
As a kid, Stardust always scared me. Like, genuinely, I had to change the channel when he was coming
Oh, wait,
out.
Stardust or Goldust?
Goldust.
Goldust.
Stardust is
Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes. Yeah.
Goldust was my favorite.
Yeah.
I used to tell people Goldust was my favorite wrestler just to piss them off. Like the fucking gay guy. The gay guy. Like, yeah, man, Goldust rules.
He did rule. Like,
And I used to do his move in the hallways, the butt kick, like where you'd run up, turn around in the air, and like hit your friend with your ass.
he's the only
kick
one
ruled.
that played into like wrestling's a little gay.
They would pin a guy, and then he would like put his hand on his dick. The guy would like jump up, like, "What the fuck?" And Cole's like, "What?"
And Rikishi's like,
Oh,
fucking-
ass like face. Yeah.
Even you realize there's so many moves that were so quasi to full on gay.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad with all the wrestling interviews now because somebody asked X-Pac, like, did anyone not want to take the Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, like a few. And I'm like, why? Because you rub your dick into people's faces,
And
weirdo.
X-Pac is like 18 pounds, and he's like, it's supposed to be a bigger guy doing that move.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that's a perception thing. X-Pac compared to all the fucking roided up guys, you're right. He looked 18 pounds. In real life, Sean Waltman or whatever his name is, he's probably like 6'3" and fucking 200 something
Sure.
pounds.
Yeah.
Dynamite
but when you
Kid.
watch like when you watch him doing it like on a guy like Diesel,
Yeah,
it's just like, you just pick him
No,
up
but
and
he
toss
beat
him.
Razor Ramon in one
Right.
of his early matches.
When he was a 1-2-3 kid.
yeah.
I remember that.
Another person we separate the art from the artist, Vince McMahon.
I love
Dude, Vince McMahon, if you think about what came out about him
Yeah.
right now, I still think he rocks. Like all
I'm
he
not
did,
surprised by any
you guys
of
have
the
the
shit he
same
did.
mustache.
all he did was, in my mind, shit on a woman's head that worked for him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
That
that.
I
he
was like, that's
paid
pretty
her
cool.
to do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
paid
exactly.
her to do. There's nothing.
there's no outrage from me.
It's all fun and games, but I really don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there's a problem.
You
It's
want to
funny
shit
how
on a
they
woman's
just hate
head.
on Vince McMahon, but they'll let the WWE run no problem, and that's his business.
That's his.
Yeah, you just have to pretend. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about paying for the WWE Network.
I have it. It's
Really?
worth it.
yeah.
I've watched from Raw debut, WCW debut. I go back and I watch all the Harley race matches, like the Von Erichs.
It's full on episodes,
everything.
or
that-
is it just single
no,
matches?
everything, like full on episodes. Of
Like I can
Ross,
go watch fucking WCW Nitro Monday, January 25th, 1994, or something like that.
Yeah,
I, can watch
I
that?
just went through and watched all the from '93 to '96. I watched WCW.
Oh, my girl's gonna
it's,
hate me.
It's worth it.
I watch
worth it.
like matches on YouTube sometimes because they'll like WWE
Yeah,
will post
they'll
like a
post,
full match just
like
to like
Royal Rumble and shit.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
really mad about that because like they would only post one match, and I'd be like, well, I want to see what else would happen. So
I want to
buy
see the
it.
surrounding
Yeah.
stuff. So that's what's getting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, at my job, one of my jobs, not my current job, but my last job, I rewatched as much as they had on YouTube of the Ministry of Darkness.
Oh, the best.
It's so fucking good. Like you think it's ridiculous. I know you don't like the Brood, but every part of it was good. The Brood was awesome. I liked the weirdness back
Yeah.
then.
The gimmicks were hilarious.
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
You know, who had a great joke? You know, K. Trevor Wilson.
Yeah.
He had a joke about wrestling where he was talking about jobbers,
Yeah.
and he was like saying like, when you were watching wrestling and they would come back from commercial and there's already a guy in the ring.
You know he's doing nuts. Like, I watched one. It was like they came back from break. Razor Ramon's coming in, and
Yeah.
just like he comes in, and it's just like, and his opponent is Philip Phillipson. And it's just like a 112-pound dude, no hair, and he's just like in a unitard. Then he just like destroys him in.
And he has the
2 minutes.
nerve, Philip Phillipson, to raise his hands to the crowd.
As if anyone knows who he is.
Yeah, nobody goes to Phillipson. What's his name?
I love the ones where you can watch like somebody was a jobber once,
Yeah.
and they're not like years
Kane.
later.
Yeah.
Kane
was
did,
a. Ivar Yankum or something.
Yeah,
Isaac
Yankum. Isaac Yankum.
He was also
Yeah.
the fake Diesel.
Yeah.
He's fake Diesel.
Yeah.
He's fake
He
Diesel.
actually dyed his hair. Got a
Yeah.
perm.
That's one of my favorite things that Vince McMahon
Christmas
ever did.
creature.
yeah. You just, that was so weird. His mom made him that costume. He said. Oh yeah. His mom made him that.
He's a successful politician now.
Yeah.
Is he still in politics?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's still.
Yeah, he's the
elected,
mayor
yeah.
of Knox County.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Running
Yeah.
on conservative values.
Conservative,
Right on.
libertarian
Yeah,
values.
yeah.
Val Venus was the first wrestler to do an interview and tell me that Kane was smart.
Velvy.
Yeah, he's like, hello, ladies. Kane's smart, by the way. Val Venus is still one.
Val Venus, I mean.
Buff Bagwell.
Buff
Bagwell.
the stuff Bagwell.
Rick
is one of
Rude.
the greatest.
He's now tag team champion, I think, of TNA. Like he was, I just saw
really?
recently, like this week, he just became a champion in one of the indie promotions.
good for them. You know what he did shortly after WCW?
Nope.
He was a gigolo.
Oh yeah, I saw his TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife was Biz.
You know who's awesome? Rick Rude. I saw a couple of
Wishing
things of
Rick
him online.
Rude.
He was like had some beef with some other wrestler, and one
Ultimate
of his
Warrior.
I forget who it was. It might have been, but he says that his like wrestling pants. He had the guy's wife right on the crotch, like her
Oh,
face,
yeah,
like
yeah.
custom painted on. And one time, him and his like, I think it was Bobby something.
Backlund.
No, Bobby it was like his manager or whatever.
Oh.
And they're like,
Brain Heenan.
yeah, I think that was who it was, the Brain. And they were like shit talking Rowdy Piper, like he was like in another studio.
Rowdy Piper's the fucking greatest of all time.
And they were
R.I.P.
going at it, Rick Rude and Rowdy Piper, and he was like, and Rick Rude's like, and then I'm gonna do this to you, and then I'm gonna get your wife to make me a steak or whatever. And all you hear is Bobby the Brain off mic go, oh, she can't even cook. And Piper's getting so mad. Oh, wrestling used to fucking rule. Dude.
Yeah. I want to give it a chance. I want to give the new stuff a chance, but it's hard. I don't know.
I started watching last year's WrestleMania because I saw a live stream on TikTok, and it was Rey Mysterio versus his son Dominic Mysterio,
Yeah.
who just came from jail, and he was allowed out from jail to fight his dad at WrestleMania. That was a storyline. I was like, well, if that's what they're doing, I got to see the rest.
That
of
makes
it.
sense. Yeah.
Did they have like cops around him?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He came in one of those like the prisoner transport vans, and he was like cuffed.
Hannibal
Yeah,
Lecter.
he was like cuffed, and they like ate.
It was like
police officers.
like a Hannibal Lecter mask, but luchador style. I need to watch that.
And they took it so far as like Dominic just got married, and his dad wasn't at the wedding to keep up kayfabe because he hates his dad.
Oh, really? Well, at least them, they're like an old wrestling family, so that makes sense. I don't. What about what's his name? Fucking Hulk Hogan, you're a faggot. What's that guy's name?
Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik. He was around you, right? Iron Sheik.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, he was
Iranian.
Persian,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Was he Persian?
I think
Yeah,
it was.
he was.
Oh well, this answers my
Interesting.
question. I was going to ask if he was really important to your people, but
I've
obviously not.
never heard of him.
He was supposed to. No, I think he, like your older people or whatever, because I think he was not a professional. What's the word? Amateur wrestler. Like he was like a lot of the guys back in the day. They were like real tough guys and wrestlers. And then there was just the normal thing. I was listening to an interview with fucking Jim Ross, and he said Gerald Briscoe was an actual amateur wrestler, so he had an in with amateur wrestlers, so he would like go talk to the coaches and stuff to like prep those guys to be like, hey, if you want to come here after your amateur wrestling career, which is done when you're like fucking 21. Because like UFC wasn't around back then, so like, what are you gonna do with your fucking amateur wrestling gold medal after that? Right. So he would go get him, and that's why a lot of the guys back in the day, they were like fucking mean football players, wrestlers, stuff like that.
Yeah, they were
now
massive.
now they're like,
I could be a wrestler. And
yes. and win the
Big
fucking
Show.
heavyweight
Yeah.
title.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous. It's not believable.
Spike Dudley.
Spike Dudley was amazing.
Yeah.
He has a Spike Dudley frame.
Yeah, actually, Spike Dudley's bigger than me. I looked it up. 'Cause as a kid, I was just like, "Who's this little fucking
Yeah.
dick
What a
Spike
pussy.
Dudley?" I could beat up Spike
Who's this
Dudley,
little
and then
bitch?
he's taller than me, weighs more, and I was just like, "Oh shit, I'm the little bitch."
Spike Dudley was awesome.
He was. There's some characters that like the idea was that they sucked, which was great.
Eugene was my favorite.
Eugene was a
retard?
good
Yeah.
one.
Eugene.
Clap really hard, like a seal.
That was brutal. It was a look.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you don't, it was
That's
It was a guy
wild.
who was pretending
Yeah,
to be
he wasn't really and he
have
had this, like,
autism.
retard strength about
And
him
then
when he
the
got
re-
angry.
Oh, what about? There was two autistic characters. There was
That's
Eugene
crazy.
and
Gilbert?
Festus.
Festus. Yeah,
Festus was he would stand in
He
the ring
played
like
like
this.
an inbred Southern guy, like his brother.
Yeah, he was an inbred Southern guy. This is exactly right. But the ring of the bell, he would turn into like a fucking
mode.
Yeah.
like rage mode,
That's
like
crazy.
whatever.
Yeah, it was-
And then and then Eugene, and then you're right. Gilbert, I think
Gilbert.
Gilbert was awesome.
He had actual
He did the whole Goldberg thing.
Well,
and you know how Goldberg had like the pyrotechnic?
Yeah.
With Gilbert, they had like the
scare him.
Well, what's that shit that you put on birthday cakes?
Sparklers. They had little sparklers.
And once he was walking up the steps to the ring and slipped.
honestly, I think there should be a documentary made about fucking Gilbert to understand that was the real end of WCW because that was Vince McMahon shoving his cock down Eric Bischoff's throat, being like, "You want what I'll do with your fucking best character?
you,
I'm gonna make a lame fuck, and we're gonna make a fucking midget Booker T."
if you go on, if you get the WWE network,
Yeah.
you can watch the history of the Monday Night Wars, and they have all the wrestlers talk about what it was like to see for the first time them getting made fun of by like Vince McMahon and everybody else, and they were not happy.
Oh, really?
No. Eric Bischoff wouldn't allow them to watch Raw or anything in the building. They couldn't talk to anybody. He was like pissed because they were winning before.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Vince McMahon's like, "Fuck you! I'm going to."
Man, that wrestling business is so fucking like cutthroat. I would assume that WWF and WCW, like those guys probably all get along.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
That's
it's
what I thought.
no, it's like real competition.
Yeah, they'll kill you
They'll
for
murder
real.
But it's all about WWF or
Yeah.
E whatever. I mean, if you think about the only other one that like kind of compared, ECW.
Yeah.
ECW was like insane. Like my favoriteest Dark Side of the Ring episode of all time
Learn real
for
words.
New Jack.
Oh fuck, New Jack.
The
was
New Jack
insane.
episode
Yeah.
was the greatest, one of the
Yeah.
greatest episodes of any show I've ever seen.
Like he's the first one that's actually like, I should be in jail.
Yeah, yeah.
People weren't actually willing participants in some of these stunts.
He had the best like the episode's ending, and they ask him, "All right, so if they made a movie about you, like how would it end or whatever?" And he goes like, "I'd be in a wheelchair, like an old man, just doing cocaine," and then flipping the bomb and go like, "Thanks, bitches." He rules. He was great.
Some guy blames him for him having HIV and ending his career.
Really?
Was that New Jack or was that oh no, that was the Butcher. That was the other guy. The fat dude that can't read or write. The fat
Oh, I don't know. But speaking of fat dude and ECW, it makes me think of that guy that they let get into the ring. He was like, he ended up being 17 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Mass transit or
Yeah,
whatever?
mass
mass
transit. The
transit.
mass transit incident. That's one of the best
That's on
ones.
him because he lied and said he was 18 and no
yeah.
one, people were like, okay.
Well, yeah, that's like lying when you're 17 and going to war and then getting fucking clipped in the head.
New Jack's imitation of Mass Transit's father.
Oh my god.
Oh, you fucking nigger, you cut my son, you goddamn nigger.
No sympathy. He's
Nothing
like,
at all.
you're
He's just
both
like, whatever.
trash. I'm
You're
New
both
Jack,
white trash.
motherfucker.
I hate you. The best, dude.
It's so funny.
Turn off this podcast now and watch the New Jack on Dark Side of the Ring. It's so goddamn good.
Pooya, you don't watch wrestling?
I mean, I used to watch it as a kid, but
You just got past
I
it.
guess
What do you
I
watch now?
I don't even fucking have
Like
time.
what? No, not even what do you watch now. What are you passionate about that you're like, I'm going to talk about this for an hour, like we just did about wrestling. Like what means something to you? You can say anime. We won't throw things at you.
What means
I like
something to me? I don't know.
Yeah. What?
That's hard to say, dude. Fucking.
There's no show, no media. What media you fucking like? If I asked you about, you know everything.
Pooya is all about fucking.
Yeah. He's one of those guys. He's like, I don't know, bro. I've been fucking. Like,
Nah, dude.
I don't know how The
Your virginity
Godfather
at
ended
3.
because I keep fucking by the end of it.
What is your favorite thing to grab when you're fucking a woman?
Another woman.
Right, never mind.
Nothing tops that.
We need to move on from this. Ultimate answer.
I meant to add to, not to X out the woman that I'm with. What's to play?
To grab, yeah.
Oh no, you mean part of
As you're
body?
having sex, what is your some guys will grab the hair,
Oh,
the
okay.
tits, like whatever. Like, what is your favorite thing to isolate and grab?
Mine would probably be the ankle to get them to tap out because I'm Kurt Angle.
It's a good move.
Took a couple perks.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're. If you're fucking doggy style, then hips, ass
Yeah.
is right.
That's what I like
Yeah.
when they're on top, their side or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to call it the chuck. Like,
Like the meat.
yeah, the
Chuck roast.
chuck of a woman. Dude, it's the best. Like squishing my.
Yeah,
Not
no,
all are
that's
the
good.
same. Some
No,
are more tough than others.
Some are a little tougher.
Some more tender.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Under.
Yeah, that's true. With the women lead dates, there's no chuck. He's grabbing 2 forks.
I've had chuck.
I think we've all had Chuck. He's
God
pretty
damn
great.
It depends. If she's on top, yes, you're right. I do like the hips, but also like that old school. You're touching the breasts. You know, that's a
See, my
classic.
girlfriend, she never lets me like
Have
control.
sex.
So
Yeah.
like,
we haven't slept together in a year.
yeah. So like,
We're
my
really sad.
least favorite way is doggy style
Yeah.
because like it hurts my knees after a while. Like,
Yeah.
and then like when in the morning I stand up, I get a little sore. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
not much of a doggy style guy either. Like, I'll do it, but I'm not.
no.
I'm not much of that.
Yeah, no,
Missionary
no,
eye contact's my favorite.
Missionary.
I need the eye contact.
You need do you wear your glasses when you fuck?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on the glasses, if they can stay on.
What if you have one of those
Yeah,
librarian?
like I have some shitty glasses that, like, if I look down,
Oh,
it'll just fucking fall off.
The
They'll
strap
end up on her
those.
labia.
Not those.
puts on the sports goggles like the basketball players.
I like it when the girl's
These
on
aren't
top.
coming up.
That's my favorite.
When the what?
When she's on top.
Yeah.
And I like to grab my hands and grab her shoulders.
Choke her out.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not fucking me. I'm fucking you.
This is still manly. You're not on top. I'm on bottom.
That's right.
You know what's funny? I was having sex once with not my girl now. It was a different girl.
Yeah.
And
You're
she's
cheating
like,
on her?
No. No, she back in the
Hear
day.
that? Does she watch this?
And
No.
she has
the
good
girl
taste.
asked me, what position do you want to be in or whatever? And I go, well, why don't you get on top? And she goes, lazy, aren't you?
Well. I used to like being on top, like missionary or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I found like the other, like let them be on top. It feels for me better, and it's less work.
It definitely is less work.
Lay down on your side.
Oh, the side's good
Yeah.
too, especially in the morning.
That's the funniest to look at when you
yeah.
do because like you're both just laying there and then you're just like. It's just so funny to think about. Like if you think about the motion you're doing,
The way it
it's
looks.
just- you're just gonna laugh. Like what's so funny? This.
I remember once with somebody, I picked them up, like to fuck them while
Yeah.
I was standing, and we both just laughed. We kept doing it.
I'll get it this time. One girl tried to do that with me. She's like, "Pick me up," and I was like, "You pick me up."
I cannot.
I tend to date bigger.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched a porn where it was like the whole joke was a strong woman or whatever, like a China woman, fucking like a little guy,
Yeah.
and she would pick him up and then like just shove his dick into her pussy. It was
yeah?
amazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, something like that might turn me on when I was younger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
can relate to it as like a little.
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. That could be me if I met her.
If I was
That's what
molested.
all kids are like. All little boys are thinking when they're going through puberty. If they see a girl having sex, that could be me if I met her.
Well, that I remember, like with the whole gangbang porn, was one thing I had once, like where I was just like, I could be that guy. She'll fuck anybody.
Yeah. Remember those flash games?
Oh,
Where it's like
the sex
if
flash
you, yeah,
games.
the sex flash games for like if you made it so far, the girls would take off their clothes
Yeah.
based on how high your score was. Did you ever play those?
Shit, no.
No.
God. My dad walked in on me playing one of those, and it's just like a jumping game. Like you're on a motorcycle and you have to jump the ramp and
Yeah,
see how
yeah.
far you get, and the farther you go, the more
Uh.
the picture is based on how far you are, and the less clothes the girl will have on. And I remember spending like 4 hours making it to Mr. Average, and she was just like in her bra and underwear. And my dad walked in on me like dry humping my pillow to Mr. Average.
Oh my god.
How did he react?
He just closed the door and never
closed the
spoke
door.
of it again.
He did that porn move where the stepmom masturbates in the hallway, peeking in.
Yeah, he just cracked the door a little bit. He's like, what you working with there, son?
I just figured out why it was bothering me. You know who you look like to me, and it's not even an insult. It's
Wayne's
it's a
World?
cool guy. Oh well, yeah. I guess the look.
Because we gone that like at
yeah,
least 3
yeah.
times.
You're definitely the Wayne's World. No, but I was thinking him specifically is who's the fucking lead singer of what's that Californication? Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Anthony Kiedis?
I don't know his name.
I don't know what they
forget
look
his name.
like.
Probably
Long hair. No, I don't think he has.
Mustache?
He does have a mustache. Yeah, so it kind of
Yeah,
fits.
actually,
everything.
kinda.
Yeah, yeah. He's not a bad looking guy. Very,
Hell
very
yeah.
normal guy, cool guy.
Hear that? Hit me up. I'll sing you a cover.
we'll exchange information. You know, we're both making it.
Well, Anthony Kiedis is like 60 something now, and he's dating a 19-year-old, and people are giving him shit online. I'm like, dude, those are adults.
Yeah.
You know, technically. Like,
Yeah, it's adults, but it's like you're like. I am a believer in like I don't know, like a woman like near her 30, like your age, is really hot. Like a 20-year-old girl is a fucking like can look amazing. They look young. Why wouldn't
But
you
then they
date? Yeah, but a 19-year-old has to be worse listening to.
Dude.
Like that's a 20-year-old. It has to be a better conversation. I assume
20?
The 19?
28.
Oh, 28.
19
Yeah,
versus
because
28.
their brains are fully developed.
But no, I don't know.
No, they're
like,
women.
Yeah, 25.
That was my point. They're also.
Their brains never.
Oh,
They never.
it doesn't matter, 19, 30, 40.
I don't know.
I can't stand
wake up at
anything you say.
65. Oh, I'm smart now. No, yeah. No, their brains are fully developed. They're a person. Like you, like 28 is like, I don't know. That's the only thing.
But at
What's
19
worse?
and 20, they don't think you're a loser yet.
But what's
Because you can
worse?
drive your own car.
yeah, but if you're a fucking Anthony Kiedis, no one thinks you're a
That's
loser.
true.
I mean,
Except for maybe like a heavy metal fan or something like that.
sure, but like, what's worse, like talking to some chick that's kind of an airhead, like I'm like, that's
Yeah,
or just like an informed, educated, opinionated woman.
I think they both could be equally bad.
Horrible.
Yeah. You know too much and you don't know
No
enough.
shit. Yeah. That's why you go with somebody who can barely speak English.
ESL students,
Yeah.
that's where I go.
All right, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
You boys have anything to promote?
Yeah.
Well,
They're at Keys every
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah.
Keys on every Thursday?
come check out our heckling at Keys.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Other than
That's
that,
it.
nope.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sirs.